Now we can copy this since we already referenced with F4 2 times. We can copy this and paste it for the waterfall. We can use F4 to repeat the last action. So we copy and paste it for every part of this waterfall chart for the new additions to the right of use of assets. So we have that in place there. And then, in order to model this going forward, it's going to be a pretty different formula since it's a waterfall. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be taking some dates in order to build that formula. So in order to do that, let us reference some dates here in our supporting schedule. So we will go to where we had this dynamic date setup. So we're just going to reference to that. Make sure that so we can reference to that. We can copy, paste as formulas or ESF. We can also paste as formulas for the historic period to keep the formatting in place or ESF. So we have that set up there. So we're going to be using those dates to apply in this formula which we want to develop now. So in order to do that, we want to set an if statement saying that if it's going to be equal to if the time period that we are in, this time period, references say we have 2 times, if that is greater than the time period here, which in this case is the year 2021, references say we have 3 times, plus the lease term for the new leases, which is 10 years, and then we have to subtract 1 since we are already accounting for the first year of depreciation for the net additions. So if that time period is, which we are in, is greater than the time period in row 183, then what we want is we want the cell to read 0 because there is nothing left to be depreciated. Otherwise, we want that cell to read this first year of depreciation. It means that if that is not correct, then it means that there is still the net additions, there is still some left to be depreciated for the time period of 10 years. Then we can close the bracket, we can press enter. We can go here and make this 2021. As you can see here, we have the formula kicking in, and we have this time period which we are in I 139 if that time period is if that time period is greater than the time period in B183, which is the row, plus 10 years for the new leases, the term of the new leases, which is 10 years, and then we subtract 1, then we want that cell to read 0. It means there is nothing left to be depreciated. Otherwise, we want it to be depreciated by that first year of depreciation, which we already calculated. As you can see, if we fill this formula right to the end of the decade, we can see that it has been depreciated for 10 years. exactly as we expect. And because of the way we reference this formula, the way we reference or anchor the cells of the date, it's gonna be easy for us to copy this and paste it for the year 2022 onto the year 2031 for the other net additions to the right of use of assets. So we can copy this and we can paste it here. We can do the same thing with copy. We paste it just like that. We keep copying and pasting it for all other time periods. So we keep copying and pasting for all other time periods. So as you can see, we have that set up for us. So we can now sum the total depreciation for the new additions. It's gonna be equal to, just begin from here, if there was any from the historic period, we can sum that all the way and fit it right to the end of the projected period. So we have that set up in place. So now the total depreciation expense is just gonna be the sum of the depreciation expense for the existing finance lease and the depreciation for the new